If you are a graphic designer struggling to book high-paying design clients through Instagram, this video is going to change everything for you. We see designers with incredible talent posting their beautiful work every day, but they're still stuck charging $500 for occasional logo design projects when in reality, they should be consistently getting $5,000 plus clients through Instagram for complete brand identity transformations. Because the problem isn't their design skills. The problem is what they're posting, the way they're showing up, and the way they're positioning themselves.
So for context, over the last 6 years, we've helped hundreds of designers transform their online presence. Designers who were once drowning in client work that they don't love, now consistently booking 5K projects that they're absolutely thriving in. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what you need to be posting on Instagram to position yourself as the premium designer and start consistently signing those 5K plus projects. And this isn't going to be just about pre-picture advice. We're going to be showing you the exact content strategies we use. That's what separates those who actually get clients from premium rates from those who barely get any inquiry. And when they do, they compete with other designers to be the cheapest option. So let's get into it.
And before I go any further into this video, I want to address some myths that you might have about getting clients through Instagram. First and foremost, you might think, I need a bunch of followers. No, our student Veronica booked a $5,000 client with less than 1,000 followers on Instagram. And we've had plenty of other students do that exact same thing. You might also be thinking, well, high ticket clients aren't on Instagram. Yes, they are. 90% of my high ticket design clients that have paid me upwards of $10,000 came from Instagram. And if they're not on Instagram themselves, their staff and their employees are on Instagram seeing your work and might end up referring you to the owner of a company. You truly do not know. High ticket design clients are everywhere. You just have to know how to attract them. And I'd also like to address some common mistakes we see designers making before we start diving into these tips. The biggest one is portfolio dumps with no context or storytelling. It's really easy to make a project and just slap it on the internet and say, hey, look at this pretty thing I made. But without any real context or story about the client, their goals, or how you help them, people don't really see the value in your work outside of, ooh, that thing they made looks nice. And if you want to book high ticket design clients, you need to understand how to communicate your value, not just show pretty pieces of work. Another big mistake is design tips. Your clients don't care about how to create a logo design in Adobe Illustrator. In fact, they probably don't even know what some of that terminology means. So if you're making a bunch of logo tutorials and design tutorials, you're probably attracting a lot of other designers instead of the clients you want to work with. A third big mistake we see is poor lighting and angles. No one wants to watch a video that's blurry and dark and the main focal point they see in the video is your keyboard. Like, we want to be able to see what you're designing. We want to be able to see your screen. We want to be able to see you and your face. You need to have good lighting and you need to put in the effort to edit your videos with precision because presentation is just as important as the actual work. And lastly, not using good hooks. Now I know creating hooks might be challenging for you, and it's definitely a skill that you have to build. So here's an example. Instead of saying, work with me to elevate your brand, you could say, my client ditched her boring beige brand. Here are the results after working together. That provides a little bit more context and it keeps people watching because they want to see the before and after. These little details can make a big difference when it comes to content creation. So now that we've covered what not to do and broken down some common myths, let's get into what you should actually be posting.
I want you to think of your content as a full client preview. Different formats serve different purposes. So reels are great for quick storytelling, educational content, behind the scene clip, case studies. These will really convert your people. And carousels are perfect for storytelling. I absolutely love carousels. If I'm going to make content, like 80% of the time, I'm probably going to make a carousel. This is really great for educational content too, and even showcasing those case studies. If you want a more luxury feeling, you might want to invest in an editorial photo shoot. Don't rely on photos alone. Photos can say a lot, but they don't say everything. We still need to hear from you. And then there's stories, which is one of my favorite places pieces to play because they disappear in 24 hours. So I can kind of dip my toe in, test the waters, and see if I like it. I feel like this is where I make my most connection. This is great for reminders and showcasing your face so they really get a feel for your personality. This is how people remember you. You have to show up. Now, I like to take all of these things and make them make sense together. So if I'm going to post a reel and I want to share it to my story, I'm going to make a few posts on my Instagram story before I share that reel to kind of set up for the content that's inside that reel. And it will really drive clicks and views to it. So I always find that my reels are more successful when I do it that way.
Recent work examples. Of course, we all should be sharing our work, but just posting a finished design you created should really be used sparingly, and you should always try to provide a lot more context and information in the caption when you are sharing posts like that. That is probably the easiest type of content you'll ever create, and it should be used sparingly because remember, we want to be focused on a transformation and selling results and really showing how you supported your clients, not just sharing pretty work online. Showing transformations, before and afters, and tangible results like here's how many inquiries my client was getting last month, here's how many inquiries they're getting now after they worked with me to rebrand their business. These types of posts are essential because it speaks to the clients who understand the value design can bring to their business, and it makes them realize why they should invest in your services instead of just DIYing it or sticking to their current branding that's probably not working for them right now. Now, I keep referencing storytelling and client case studies and transformations, and you might be like, that's cool. How do I tell a story with a design? Here's an example. One of my favorite clients hired me to rebrand her ice cream shop, and she has footage of her entire store before it was remodeled following my rebrand and the brand guidelines I created for her business. So I was able to not only visually show the before and after of her brand transformation, but I was also able to back it up with real revenue numbers because she went from doing $500K a year to hitting her first 7 figures after we worked together. Therefore, I'm able to take that information and turn it into a story and share that in my content and show the rebrand and show how we work together in a way that is engaging and fun for not only business owners to listen to, but other people in my audience, even people who don't want to hire me or other ice cream shop owners. Also really important to show behind the scenes content. Share your design process. Share what it's like to work with clients. Share client reactions. And I'll speak a little bit more about behind the scenes content later on in this video. Here's an example of a post that helps me book high ticket design clients. And it works because I'm showing a transformation, I'm taking clients through the before and after, and I'm sharing my actual strategic thought process as a designer. This can really give clients an insight into how I work and why they might want to invest in me instead of trying to do it themselves or hire somebody else.
Next up is case studies. This is an absolute goldmine for people who are selling luxury brand experiences because it really shows what you were able to do for that client. These are the most valuable types of posts because they really show the transformation that you took the client through. And I don't want you to just make a simple before and after. I want you to really talk about the problem you solved with your skills and creativity. You need to make sure that you're sending out that aftercare item. Make sure that you are sending each and every client an exit interview so they can tell you about their experience with your process. Testimonials need to be incorporated with your case studies so it can show what it was like from the client's perspective. I'm not talking lazily screenshotted, okay? This needs to be put together nicely, professionally, and highlight the important things that they say. I want you to focus in on the emotional aspects of what your clients say in their testimonials. Something like, I finally feel confident showing up online, or we doubled our bookings after we launched the new brand. This will really help you hone in on those tangible results and focus on the heart behind what you're doing.
Section 5, educational posts crafted through storytelling. You also want to make sure that you're posting high quality content that speaks to your dream clients' pain points. You can use key terms, lifestyle references, and other things that speak to your specific dream client pain points because the lifestyles that your dream clients are living are different from other dream clients. And so it's really important to know who you're speaking to and what their life is like so that you can craft content that resonates with them. And here's an example of a really simple post I created for a florist who wanted to redefine the industry. And this post really didn't take me that long. It wasn't a super in-depth post, but because I started it out with redefining the floral industry, that automatically speaks to other potential dream clients that are female founder that are in the industry I might want to work more with. And it showcases how I used my skills to bring my client's vision to life in a way that works. You can also dive deeper into common design education for clients. So for example, we all like to say a brand is more than a logo, but here's another way to say this. My client was struggling to get sales until she rebranded and people started remembering her business everywhere. And then you can go into more detail about how your rebrand supported the client's business, how she was showing up in different places, and no longer was just relying on a singular logo design. Now, for some of you, you may enjoy creating carousel posts more, but for people like me, my favorite type of post to create is an Instagram reel. I love video content. I think it's important to have both of these, and sometimes it's easier to get your message across in a video, and sometimes it might be easier to get your message across in a carousel post. So think about how the content is being consumed and the best way to present it that will keep people watching or reading your post. Here's an example of a carousel post I did. I created it right there in the Instagram app. It's not super fancy. It doesn't look the most aesthetic, but it really hit home with my audience. It actually resonated with both designers and potential clients because I take them through my own personal story, building my business, and wrap it up by showing them how I use what I've learned to support my design clients now. And as designers, we can get so wrapped up in making a fancy post that we pay more attention to the graphics than the story. And what really matters is the story, because that's the thing that resonates with people. That's the thing that makes them hire you.
Next thing is behind the scenes. You gotta show your people behind the curtain. They want to see how you think and feel and strategize with all of these brands. You have to show what your vibe is like so they get comfortable with you and how you create. They want to see your thought process on the brand, okay? It's not like a math problem where there's only one right answer. There are multiple answers to this, and they want to be heard through the process. This is where trust is built, so you have to show your process. Share what you're tweaking mid-project. Throw up polls. Do you like this font or that one? Which one feels the most edgy? One of my other favorite ideas is to just throw up a mood board and ask people if it feels like X or X and have them vote on it. I already know which mood board I'm probably sending to the client, but I still like to get people's opinion on things. This shows your prospects exactly what they're going to be receiving from you, and it gives them a look behind the curtain of what the process is like. It positions your brand as unique, and it shows them a look inside how you approach these creative solutions. This positions your brand as unique. So that's exactly how you need to be showing up in your online presence to start attracting 5K design projects. The information in this video has the ability to completely transform your design business and your income. So I hope you took notes and you're ready to implement it. The internet is such a powerful tool. I mean, that's where I met Kinsey, and you can even make money here. But the truth is, using Instagram is only one piece of the puzzle. That is running a graphic design business. Still need to be able to know how to price yourself, conduct a really good discovery call. You need to have that premium client experience, and you need to know so many other things in order to run a successful design business. And these are the things we teach inside Design Biz Academy.
It includes 20 plus video lessons on how to build a six-figure design business, the exact templates we use for our own design processes, and even more in-depth marketing strategy to attract 5-figure design clients, bi-weekly group coaching sessions with other designers, and so much more. It has literally everything we wish we had when we first started. After joining, you'll know exactly how to scale your design business to consistent 10K plus months and start attracting those higher ticket design clients. In fact, we're so confident in what we do that we guarantee that you'll sign a $5,000 client within 6 months of starting our Design Biz Academy University, or you get your money back. All you have to do is make sure you're following our proven framework. So click the link in the description now to join our DBA waitlist and get $500 off when applications open up. This discount won't be available for much longer, so make sure you take action right now. And finally, make sure to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And click here to watch my story on how I went from 0 to a 30K month in 4 years as a designer.